Welcome back to part 2 where we left off last week.
You know you're enjoying the show, so join us on this journey. Get access to our private Discord, have a say in our topics, and get a personal shout out by simply becoming a Patreon.
You'll find the link in the description. Help us keep the lights on so we can continue giving you more episodes. We'd love to talk to you more often.
Enjoy the rest of the show. We back.
Bro, tell me it ain't crazy how expensive haircuts are nowadays.
Yes, it's unreasonable.
It's like now, beforehand, your friend would cut you up for free in the garage.
Oh yeah, I miss
Now
this.
I'd pay $10-15 for you to mess my haircut up because there's a chance you might get it right.
Oh,
It's a risk I'm willing to take. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm supporting a small local business.
Sole proprietorship, but okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of spending $45.
$45 against cheap, bro. I used to think $25 is crazy
How much was the most you spent?
on haircut.
Yeah.
I think it's $40 without tip. I'm just talking about how much they charge. me
How
for
much
the
you
haircut.
usually tip? Does it depend on how much
I
you
don't,
pay or
I
just?
don't typically tip. You
Alhamdulillah,
just made
I
$40
see.
off me in 30 minutes.
Bro, what is he freaking shaving? What are you, sheep? You was just one
30
shear
minutes,
number
30,
two and
30,
just
40 minutes.
Now, bro, if at minimum an hour, bro.
Nah, my hair's not that complicated. I usually just get like a taper, bro. And it's not that
I
crazy.
guess.
I mean, I'm wearing a hat now because I ain't got the $40. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't. No, it's not that serious.
Yeah, dude. All I know, I remember in the East Coast in Jersey, be amazing. Like you said, $20, $25 for a haircut. This was a while ago, though.
You know why $25 was like seemed like it's a little crazy? Because when I first moved to California, I paid $5, but it was because I went to a place.
Here, you
on
paid
Macro-
$5.
Yes, this is 2012.
You had a 90% chance of getting shot at that
Oh,
barber
for sure, it
shop.
was on Mac Road,
Yeah.
and it was like students. I didn't realize this. They were practicing on me, bro.
my
I had to tell
gosh.
the dude. I had to tell the dude to turn the freaking thing around and go against the grain. Like I was like, brother, you ain't cutting nothing right
I
now.
remember that phase
And
now.
he goes, oh yeah, and then turns it around. He cuts a fat chunk off, bro. And bro, it was. I was like, bro, all this. I was like, I had to be a dummy for him to get it right. But I have such easy haircuts. Like at that time, I used to just get like 2 on the top, 1 on the sides.
I remember. We
dip,
should pull up a picture and just have everyone see an old
I
picture.
mean, if I find, I'm not embarrassed. I'm chilling, bro. The only time that I really hate myself is when I start doing like the faux hawk. That was like crazy. Somebody should have stopped me.
I feel like I've seen that one.
Because one of my eyes is lower than the other, so my faux hawk was always like tilting to the side a little bit, and no one. I used to always like see it in pictures, but I can't see it in the mirror.
Oh, yes.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
my God. That's like with me and my nose.
But you can't fix your nose. Dude, I styled my hair every day,
Yeah, but you said-
slanted. Like,
But you said your eye, one of your eyes is lower than the other. You said.
yeah, but I'm saying like the eye is not the thing I was complaining about. I'm complaining
hair
like, because of the situationship with the eyes. I can't get my faux hawk to just be straight.
Nah. What?
Yeah,
Stop it. That's not why.
I'm dead serious. Wait, what do you mean? Well, that's not why. You think I just walked out like that for fun?
I feel like you probably thought it was. You know how sometimes people used to put their cap to the side?
No. You think no, are you dumb? Like, bro,
What?
who puts a full hawk to the side?
Because the hair's a little too heavy, so it leans a little.
No, I'm
What
telling
kind
you,
of
bro.
freaking. You got hairspray holder?
No, I put like I think it's called pomade or something, like gel or whatever. Right?
Okay.
And I used to every day for like 2 years. It was always leaning to the left.
Well, this is probably nostalgic for every single person listening to this.
Yeah.
In gel.
In jail?
No, gel. Bro, I haven't used gel
Yeah.
since I was like 12. But I
Oh, yeah,
remember every morning getting up,
100%.
looking in the mirror,
Yeah.
getting that gel. And you remember that spike?
Oh, yeah.
And you
yeah.
had to get that hair blower
never-
out.
I
and-
never could do spikes, though.
Get a little burn on the forehead.
I could never do spikes though because my hair is curly. So
Yeah.
like I couldn't do it. And curly hair wasn't cool. Like spiky hair was cool. So I kind of felt,
Dude, that was crazy. How much? Yo, I was such a stupid. I was slut. I was so fucking stupid.
So I went from $5 and now I was like, listen, can't do this. Then I started going to like the Vietnamese stores, you know, the place where they cut your toenails and your hair in the same the same room.
It's all one size.
It's the same room. And then this is the thing, right? I kept going there. I didn't find any problem going there until like I told people and they looked at me like I was crazy. And then I told him, yeah, I get it for like $50, bro. It's like, easy. And then he's like, dude, really? Like that's okay with you? I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with it? And then I start going there like with a more focused like look, thinking about like, okay, is this
end result?
Is this good? Is this not, bro? I forget about that. One day I sat in the chair, and instead of like turning the chair so she could line me up, properly, she put she put her finger in one of my ears and propped me around like I was a like I was a ventriloquist doll. It just I was like, lady, the chair moved. Or if it didn't move, just walk around. Don't put your finger in my ear, bro. That's great. And that I remember that was probably the last time I went to that.
How was communication? That's what I want to know. From like, walk me through this. When you walk in,
Oh, I just come in with photos of like Nick Cannon or something. I was doing the faux hawk. I just came in with like a Nick Cannon photo. So I was like, that was about it. So, but yeah. So then I graduated and I started going to sports clips. And this,
yo, that's
was
crazy.
like
You
$20.
were actually going through these proper
Phases, yeah.
phases.
but I didn't know these things. I was new to the States. Like
Wow.
I just moved here. I was like, I didn't know it left
Yep.
and right. Sports clips didn't have that like the stigma it has now,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
So I jumped in and I was like, hey, what up? Got the haircut. It wasn't that crazy. It was pretty good. There's
Mm.
no finger in the ear.
Was it a woman who gave you the cut?
I can't remember. It probably was a couple times. Yeah, it probably was. This is a long time ago. But
Nasty.
Yeah, it was, it was a long time ago. But no finger in the ear. So I didn't feel like
it was an
you know,
upgrade. It was
yeah, it was an upgrade for sure. It was an upgrade,
Yeah.
right? And they had like like nice lighting, nice
Mhm,
whatever,
mhm.
and they let you use the gel and stuff like that. And they didn't yell at you when you tried to say something to them. And then then I asked for other people like, what, where'd you go? Why are you paying $40? Why are you paying $40? Then I found out there's a black barber shop
Oh, there you
Right?
go.
in my city in Elk Grove at the time, and I went and found that, and they charged $25.
Okay.
And I thought that was expensive, but I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Mm,
Start getting my haircut there.
proper
noticed-
investor now.
Yes, proper. I noticed a significant increase in quality of haircut.
How did you determine that quality? I'm just curious.
Two ways. One, when you're so used to bad haircuts, you don't know it's a bad haircut.
Mm.
So, and then second is compliments. Like people say, hey, yo, who cuts your hair? I'm like,
Yeah.
it works now, right?
All right.
So once you go there and you taste like a good haircut, you can't like leave after that.
Mm.
Plus, it's funny as hell. Those barbershops are
Oh my
hilarious.
goodness.
Right? They're always
Yeah.
they're always arguing, and then you find out who's got what problem. You know what I'm saying? Because they just like having on each other. So it was fun. And then I started not because I moved around. I no longer have loyalty to a particular barber.
Mm.
You know how people were like, oh, I die for my barber. I don't have that loyalty. I understand I've been burnt a couple times, but most barbers can do everything I need them to do. So
Mm.
I'm not super loyal, but I will not make the same mistake twice. Like if somebody
Mm.
F me up, I'm not going back there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So
No, that makes sense.
and then now recently it's been $40.
Everywhere now, though, I've realized that, like, even I'm telling you, the East Coast was like that bar. Like, yo, by the way, there was a point when I moved out here, I couldn't trust any barbers. I'd go 6, 7 months without a haircut simply because I didn't trust anyone here until I went to go visit family in Jersey. I'd get a haircut, or I'd go visit my nephew in
Wow.
SoCal. I'll get a haircut. That's how much I didn't trust barbers out here until now. It's hard. And then
But don't you
on
guys-
top of that,
yeah.
hold on, and then on top of that, my hairline starts to recede. You know what I mean? The crown is no longer there. Like, you're getting a little pothole up here. Now you're even that much more picky because you're like, yo, it takes one screw up and that hairline back here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you're even more like, yeah. Oh, hold on.
Let me see some qualifications.
Yeah. Careful.
Didn't you look worse waiting for a haircut than just getting a bad one and getting over it?
Hat.
Oh,
I'd
I feel
rock hats
stupid.
for
I
a
feel
minute.
stupid right now. But for a whole year, you wearing a hat?
6 months, maybe not a whole year. Let's say
That's
6
tough.
months. It was, honestly, it was stupid. But then sometimes, obviously, your hair gets long enough to now go slick back. Bro, I used to have some luscious hair, just like everybody for the most part.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take your word on that.
I'll stop this podcast right now and show you a picture.
No, okay. You know what my worry is with barbers
Mm.
right now? It's not about the price as much. It's the violence.
Violence?
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
bro. You remember like I grew up in the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
So I remember when like barbers just cut your hair and then they dapped you up and you left. And then it turned into like face massages, right? and washing your hair,
yeah.
right? And then it turned into like back massages, shoulder massages, And then they got like tougher. They started putting their elbow into it.
Oh my.
And then like fast forward like 4 years, they're beating niggas up like just straight up. Like after the haircut, you just get a
And
2-piece.
And this was on the onset of BLM too.
huh?
I think it was a targeted. No. Yeah, I'm sure.
don't know.
Research it, Google it. I'm
Dude,
sure.
it's really, bro. They're using lighters now. Like, what are you doing?
Yo, have you seen those videos where the barber like actually does like the lighter thing and then
Yeah,
can't control it and then literally he's like,
slaps the crap out of your head. Yes, yes.
oh
I've seen that.
my! I don't
Then-
think
then
I
he
will
gets-
ever try this. The wax in the nose. Have you seen that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and the ears, and they just go, brother.
No.
Brother, picking a booger sometimes hurts you. Because it's all scabby. Imagine just ripping out your.
But you know, your nose hair don't bother nobody. You like what, 5'8"?
My nose hairs is. What you talking? what? Hold on. What does the height have to do with nose
Look
hair?
it up there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
The ladies.
Oh, what ladies you talking about?
My wife.
Oh, they gotta be short. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
By an inch.
Yeah.
Still short enough.
Yeah. Now nose hair, like I never thought ear hair was a thing until I seen some things, bro.
It's crazy. Be careful what you say.
Well,
Now you're gonna get your hairs. Watch.
no, inshallah.
That's
don't.
karma.
Hey,
No,
I'm
it's
not-
too late. You already said it.
Whatever, you superstitious. All right,
Yep,
but
it's done.
so I don't, dude. When I see some ear hair, I'm like, yo, that's a problem. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. How does he hear? It's like, can you imagine being a sound wave?
no. To be fair, I think he hears better.
No, picture it. You think about this for a second. You're a sound wave.
I'm not choosing that ear. I was
And then
sound.
you're trying to get to the cochlea.
The what?
The cochlea. The
Coachella?
No. You see, there's an eardrum. The eardrum hits the little ossicles, the little tiniest bones in your ear.
This guy want to
And
show
that-
off his Berkeley degree.
Listen-
Buzz.
Akhi.
That's
And
crazy.
then listen. So just picture yourself as a sound wave,
okay.
and all of a sudden you in traffic, just all these hairs, and you're just like, and just trying to get all the way to the eardrum.
No, but they need things to like bounce off of to like. Ear hair is kind of like how like,
Imagine
they
shooting a
transmit.
bullet through a forest, trying to hit you on the other side.
Sound dumb as hell right now.
Okay, and imagine an open playing field.
That's not the same thing at all.
No,
No, not at all.
oh no,
You need ear hair to vibrate so the noise.
that's inside. There's ear hairs inside in the cochlea, and there's
That's the only
water.
hair I'm talking about. There's,
No,
that's the only hair I'm talking about.
There's hair inside, like inside your ear.
That's
like,
what. Oh, okay.
you're talking about this outside.
No,
part.
I'm saying they grew from the inside all
No,
the way
that's
out.
not how that works.
What you mean? They just have
That's
like
not-
outside hair?
Yeah, what are you
Oh,
talking
that's
about?
crazy. No, but
It's like you see how you have like hair on your skin.
well, some people do.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Oof. Anyway, let's change the subject, man. What were we talking about, bro?
All right, just a quick recap. On the last pod, we were talking about chasing our goals, chasing dreams, and how to set them, right? We talked about how to not set them too big, how to like not spend too much time on the little details. And then we spoke about, to-do lists and how we can measure progress, right? And you talked about SMART goals.
Yeah.
And then you gave me a really good example of an interview you should go watch on what's the channel called again?
I think Diary of a CEO.
Diary of a CEO. And it was the Netflix.
The guy who founded Netflix.
Yeah. So yeah, that's got to be on my to-do list.
That's dope.
And then so today, what I wanted to keep going from there was Islamically, like the Prophet ﷺ mentioned
So
not to tell everybody about your dreams. Like if you're trying to achieve something, you keep it on the low.
oh yeah.
And obviously, I'm paraphrasing it, but you keep it keep it on the low. Imagine you said that back then.
أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام.
What he said, yeah. So imagine. So I don't know, what does it mean to keep it on the low? Like how low is low, and who can you share it with? Who can you not share it with? How far do you go to keep it a secret?
Careful, bro. There's ops
So-
everywhere.
yeah, but that again, who do you share it with? Who you can't? Because the people who you may not share it with,
Yeah.
they might feel like, damn, you think I'm an op?
No. It's based off of. See, I think that's the problem. If I, for example, was to take the advice of Prophet ﷺ, it's like it's based on necessity. If this person needs to know because you genuinely need advice from this person, and like that's really your only connection to seek advice from, and you need to give them context, etc., then do that. Make sure you trust that person and so on and so forth. But I've felt that, like I've experienced that. I feel like I'm sure you have as well. I have genuinely experienced where all of a sudden I'm about to begin this new journey, and I tell people about the journey I'm about to begin before I even begin, and then subhanallah something happens and it kind
100%.
of
All the time.
collapses.
All the time. But there's also this one thing that happens psychologically, that when you say the things that you're going to do, it creates the same dopamine effect
I know.
of actually doing it.
We
And so
talked about
now-
that last time.
Oh, we did?
A couple
Yeah.
episodes ago, I think.
Yeah. I didn't realize this. And I was like, damn, I need to keep this a secret. But then, like, dude, imagine you're at a coffee shop. Because this happened to me recently, actually. I was in a coffee shop working on something with a friend of mine. And it's a pretty busy coffee shop. And then a lot of our friends walk in. And now by not trying to be rude, we're kind of speaking about it. I don't want to speak about it, but like, that's going to be, like, if I slam my laptop shut every time someone walk by, they're going to think I'm watching something else. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, I'd rather you see my portfolio. We ain't got much in it, but like,
Yeah.
I ain't at Starbucks just,
You know what's funny? And I think everybody should learn this lesson from me, okay? Just, you know what I'm saying? I genuinely knew you were working on something, and despite our close relationship, I intentionally did not ask you about anything you were doing
Was this recently?
with Abu Bakr.
Yeah. But did you know this prior to the coffee shop meeting
Know what?
that I was working on?
No. But if I wanted any opportunity, it would have been like,
Hey,
hey,
what are you working on?
I'm at Qamariya with Abu Bakr. I could have been like, oh, what are you working on?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And not think about it from the conversation, phone calls. When we came to the coffee shop, I gave you your space. I went to the back. I intentionally didn't sit with you. I didn't pull you
Yeah.
because I understood you working on something. I don't need to get myself involved. Why? Like if Sammy needs me to get involved, if Sammy wants to seek advice about something, I'm not going to put myself into that. A part of it is for that purpose as well. Is like I don't need to know. You know what I mean? I don't need to know. And then I also don't want to be the source of removing barakah from someone, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I kind of like, now I feel like, I should not have worked there.
No, it's fine to work there, but don't feel bad by not telling someone something or by asking them like, hey, if you don't mind, we're just working on something, like private or working on something personal. If you can give me like 15, 20 minutes and then, you know what I mean? Like, but I think we overthink. Personally, I overthink what people think about me.
Oh,
and
for sure.
And I've begun to try to bring that down because at the end of the day, if I'm not doing and saying something wrong, and it's not displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I'm saying it with all good intent in a respectful way, and you want to take that in a disrespectful way,
That's on you.
that's on you. But most of the time, they probably would not even take it in a disrespectful way, but we begin to overthink it and assume they will.
Yeah.
And then,
for
you see
sure.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, but
But-
what about when you do it? So, okay. So how secretive could you be? Like, okay, need to know basis.
as
right?
best as
example, like,
possible.
I didn't know how to take that hadith. So I was like I was telling my dad was like, where you go? Oh, you
Dude, bro.
Oh, I'm just getting coffee, brother.
Yeah.
I'll be back in an hour or two.
Yeah, no, I was like that though too. Even when I interviewed for a job,
Mm.
I did not tell. You know what I would say? I'd be like, "Mama, Baba, I'm working on something. Just make dua for me." What's so funny?
I'm laughing at the idea of like, imagine somebody's really trying to achieve something and their wife's like, yo, where do you keep going every Tuesday from 3 to 5? I'm cheating on you, just to avoid telling them about the project.
That's better than
Yeah,
that. No, but like for real. So it's just like I'm working on something. Make dua for me, inshallah. It's
Yeah.
so hey, what are you doing, Sammy? What you been up to? Honestly, I'm working on something right now. I don't really want to talk about it yet. It's too early in the phase, but make dua that Allah like puts barakah in it. You see how they're gonna react. Oh, inshallah goes well, bro. I wish the best for you. I wish the best for you. So I think it's also how you word it strategically. And I do the same thing with my mom and my dad until it comes to the absolute phase where Prophet ﷺ says in the hadith, until it's completed. You've now completed what it is. You were applying for a job. You were interviewing for a job. You have now gotten the job. Bismillah. Here you go. By the way, this is what I've been
but
working
let's
on.
say you're working on something, it's never technically completed, right?
Okay, you're trying to launch a business.
Oh, the day you launch, you say
You've
that's
launched a
complete?
business. Hey guys, everybody, I launched my business.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
For a while, I was like, hey, how do I keep this podcast a secret? I need niggas to share it.
Yeah,
Like,
no, you see,
like,
no, that's
hey,
different.
don't share it, but don't watch it. You know what I'm saying?
But
Don't
let-
look at it. Just hit it. Just hit it. Just hit the share button real quick. Just don't watch.
But like, let's say, we're doing a bunch of shoots before we drop anything. Let's keep that on the law.
Yeah. Okay.
you know?
I respect. I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
A lot of wisdom in that, honestly, man.
yeah, for sure.
Ross, I said,
So
be the man.
and then what are the last point about chasing goals and or in this arena and stuff. Kind of tired of this topic, but 'cause
Well,
I feel like I talk about because I'm addicted to the planning phase of everything.
I know we talked about
Sure,
that.
yeah.
Thank you.
But like, when is it time to like change courses? Like when you're just like, yo, this thing's not working. I need to cut my losses, right? Because I did mention this a long time ago too, like where I say sometimes I tell myself something's not working, but it's because really I didn't put much effort into it. Time went by, and I'm like, I spent 2 years working on this, but really it was like maybe 30 hours worth of effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you know, like, what for you?
Yeah.
Is there like a smart goal, but like in the reverse or something? Is there something?
Stupid goal? You hit the D, brother. Go away.
Yo, get the hell out of here with this dumbass. Like, how do you know? Like, is there a number of attempts, a price point of like, oh, I've lost this much money, I'm no longer gonna do this.
That's a good question. That's a tough question. It really depends, honestly. I would look at it like, what were you trying to achieve? Like, what market are you in? If you're in the market of making money, then sometimes it's pretty self-explanatory. Like if you've said, I'm willing to invest X amount, you've invested X amount, you've lost X amount, or you've broken even, or you're not making money, then you generally just need to step back, reassess, am I doing something wrong? Or did I just assess the situation, wrongly, and I just this wasn't a good idea, as I thought it was a good idea. It turns out it's not a good idea. But it's like, it depends. But now, like, let's say you're measuring success with not money. It has nothing to do with money. Maybe it has to do with views. Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe it doesn't have to do with views. Maybe it has to do with impact. Maybe you're starting a blog post and your goal is not to make money. Your goal is to get X amount of readers, or your goal is to impact X amount of lives. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, so what is it that you're actually trying to achieve with whatever it is that you're doing? And then you just have to be objective and try to just
So
analyze
what I'm
that.
saying is like, you set a metric.
You
It
have
doesn't-
to,
it
right?
doesn't have to be money. It could be viewers, like you said. But like that metric, let's say if you can't reach that metric, how long, what
before you just
before you call it quits? Like, because a good friend, like if I told you today, hey, look, I really think that I want to go ahead and try out for the NBA. I want to be a professional basketball player. See, you're already laughing.
I'm not laughing, brother. Oh,
I
listen.
know, but listen, that means
lives matter.
that you're actually like a great friend, because a bad friend would encourage you to go do the thing that they know is a terrible idea. Like, I'm 30 with scoliosis. I'm not making the league. Why are you telling me to work out right now and do jumping jacks and stuff? Like, look, you should tell me as a decent friend, hey, listen, bro, that ship has sailed. In fact, I don't think it ever docked. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't going, there's no reason for you to do this. That's a good friend.
Bro, I feel like that's just a good human being. I feel like I'd find it very difficult. Genuinely, I honestly can't imagine. Wallahi, this is no offense to you. I can't imagine anybody in their right mind to say, yes, Sammy, go follow your NBA dreams. I genuinely.
Okay, with an example, a little hurtful, but yes.
But you get like it needs to be.
Let me tell you this. Let me say, I want to be a barber. I want to be a barber. See, why are you laughing? See, that is an attainable goal. Like, there's nothing wrong. That is a respectful career, and I decided I want to be a barber. Why would you say, Sammy, I don't think that's it?
Have you ever seen how you like pick up a cup, or like twist a cap on a cup when you're like pink?
Yes.
Out of between?
Okay, yeah, I appreciate it. Next dream. I told you I wanted to be a gardener.
You got scoliosis, brother. You can't even plant flowers and picking grass.
I see. That's my point. You're a great friend. You were just telling me, hey, man, stop that. It's not good. Just don't work. Okay. Okay. To be fair, I'll give you my actual life, right?
Like, you know what you'd be good at?
All right. Let me hear it. It's whatever.
You ever tried Uber?
I was gonna, and then
I remember this face actually. And your mom said no. This is one of those moments when you walk out of the house and she's like,
I just not tell her. But just subhanAllah, bro. Like, I was like, yeah, mama, so, we need money, right? So I'm going to go out here and I'm going to be an Uber driver. Nope. It's like, why? She goes, you going to San Francisco, right? I'm like, yeah. She goes, just drunk people. I'm like, yeah, but they pay the best. Like, I'm going to pick them up, and if they throw up, I'm going to just clean it or whatever. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. And then subhanAllah, I just thought, you know what? I could have done it
Yeah.
and just not told her,
Yeah.
right? But I didn't ask her permission, but I just told her
Yeah.
just because I
At
like.
that point, it's too late.
But the idea was like that wasn't the thing to stop me. The thing to stop me was like, hey, even if I went ahead and did it, I wasn't married to the idea.
Mm.
So it didn't hurt for her to be like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
But I respected her enough to be like, look, I'm gonna look for alternatives. And then instead, what I did, I started delivering food around. So that was like, hey, there's nobody in my car. I'm not delivering as long as I'm not picking up any alcohol. I'm not picking up anything that's haram. I'm not driving around with something that catch me any issues. But out of respect, I was like, look, I'm just not gonna do that one thing. But yeah, I mean, I would not do Uber, and that's why do you say I'm be good at Uber? Because
It's just a Somali thing.
is it truck drivers is a Somali thing?
Is it?
Oh, big Somali.
Well, they making big money. Truck drivers be
truck
making
drivers,
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
You can do that maybe.
Uber is definitely like more in the Southeast Asian community.
That's true. Afghans, a lot. I mean, over
Afghans,
here, I think it
for
really just depends on the demographic that
I
you live
guess,
in.
yeah. But Somalis are big truck drivers. That's. I mean, there's definitely Uber.
It's a
drivers.
really good, honestly, even Uber, honestly. I mean, before,
Like Uber
because I
Eats?
did it at one point, I did Uber, I did Lyft, I did DoorDash at one point, I did Amazon Flex. I tried all of them, like at certain points while
At
I
the
was in
same time?
school. Yeah, different time. Bro, I would have Uber and Lyft open because they would offer different incentives at different times, like peak hours and
Oh,
stuff.
I see.
So you'd actually, and sometimes Lyft would offer a better incentive. So you just shut down the Uber and start accepting Lyft, and then
I
yeah.
see.
put you on. And then same Amazon Flex. Yeah. But so you tell me, when would you say, okay, like, that's it. I've invested X amount of time or money or energy, and now I'm gonna kind of.
I think ideas of how to reiterate. That's my, like if let's say I open.
If you can't come up with any new ideas.
Yeah, like I've tried every angle that I could possibly get it to like,
Yeah.
work out.
Yeah.
I've paid for promo over here. I've opened a pop-up over here. I've offered free shipping here. I've given free samples over here. I've partnered with this big company over here to give them like 90% of the money. I just wanted to be in their on their shelf, right? I've done every single thinkable action, and then I can truly say I've tried. I'm good. Yeah. So that, to me, that's like, okay, I've given it a good. Because what hurts me more than failure is regret. That bothers me so much. I don't want to feel like, man, I could have done that had I just worked harder, or had I done this one last angle that I didn't really look too much at.
Try to, for a moment, like, subhanAllah, I'm sorry, like, to take it to this like deeper thought process, but just imagine we took that same thought process into like our relationship with Allah.
I'm not following.
The regret aspect of it. Like, can you imagine how much we're gonna regret come the day of judgment? And I didn't use my time for this and this, but I was using it for this and this.
For sure.
I didn't like
There are specific times when I'm in the
moment
middle
of regret,
of the regret.
and you
I'm
still can't
already
change
regretting it.
course.
Yeah. Well, sometimes very rarely will I actually get up and change course.
Yeah,
But sometimes I'm just like, I hate the fact that I'm doing nothing for an hour.
yeah, 100%.
And I'm like, what do? I pray Salah, the one that's in right now.
Yeah,
Yes, I could pray Sunnah. Yes, I could open the Kitab. Yes, I can read Quran right now. But something stops me, and I'm telling myself, this will be a moment that I will definitely come back and look at and regret.
100%. Yeah. So what can you do to just get up and, wallahi, I've noticed this, man. I am so weak, bro. So weak. And I come to realize this time and time again, and then I forget, and then Allah stamps me back into reality, and then I forget, and then Allah stamps me back into reality, where like you have this, remember how you would say sometimes like you prayed 5 times a day and you're like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, right? Like
Yeah.
you get into this like certain cadence and this relationship with Allah where I begin to take it for granted. My adhkar are on point every morning and every evening. I'm over here preaching to everybody, make sure you do your adhkar and your salah and fajr and isha, and then all of a sudden you go 6 months and you're struggling to catch fajr in the masjid, you're struggling to catch isha in the masjid, you're struggling to get your adhkar in, you're struggling, but you don't even realize you're struggling. This is the thing. And then Allah, with his like just a breeze of mercy, and then you like remember all the time you've been wasting. You remember the lack of dhikr that you've been making. You remember. And I'm just like, subhanallah, that like even my guidance, when I was guided, was not from me, right? Like it's not even in my own control to stay on that path, because sometimes I don't even realize I'm gone until I'm far gone, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a scary thought. And
Yeah.
it's
Sometimes
just,
I like look at like debates and stuff
mm,
between people of different faiths, and I'm like, dude, how do they think like that? Like, I'm like, it's so simple. Like, it's so clear. Like, it's just like, this is the only like true monotheistic faith. Like, how does anyone else come to any other conclusion? That is insane to me. That's insane. I keep telling myself that's crazy. It's so simple. It's right there. And subhanAllah, you get some people who have PhDs, who have masters in religion. And there was a guy who's he's got like a PhD in Islamic studies, and he's like some odd sect of a Muslim. Most people won't even consider him Muslim. And I'm like, dude, he's read more books than any of us combined. And I'm talking about us too, or most of our friends even. How did he come to this conclusion? Or how has he stayed or remained so heedless or whatever? And then I think to myself, like, do I think that this is from me? Do I think that I can't just wake up tomorrow and everything but this makes sense?
Yeah.
And now I'm fighting to remain a Muslim?
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I always take it for granted. I'm just like, yeah, this is so easy. How does like no one is like, dude, what the hell are you doing with it? Yeah.
And to close the loop, bro, just whatever it is that you're thinking about in life, this is advice for myself and everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening. Try to be a person who reflects and contemplates, and whatever it is that you're stressing about in life, school, marriage, work, whatever thought process you're taking to get out of that problem, apply that thought process to your deen and ask yourself, what's my relationship with Allah? And apply that problem in terms of your relationship with Allah. And then you'll begin to realize and make those connections. Oh, shoot, it's just my problems are bigger than just financial. My problems are bigger than just an issue with my spouse. My problems are bigger than just, you know what I mean?
So when you say apply, like let's say you have a problem.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you're struggling at work because you have a very difficult, let's say you're struggling in school because like, you know, your grades are just not there. You're going to contemplate and reflect, well, why aren't my grades there, right? Chances are it's because you're wasting time and there's a lack of discipline and you're spending time with the wrong people. And now apply that same concept to the relationship you have with Allah. You're probably doing the same thing. And so the relationship with Allah is also lacking. So the same solution to you getting good grades, if you apply that in your deen, you're also going to get closer to Allah. But we always are looking for solutions to gain one and level up in the dunya, not really looking at how to level up in the akhirah.
Okay. I have a question. This is a personal one. Sometimes I feel like there's definitely ways to sort of go forward, like to do better.
Yeah.
But my biggest thing is like, what am I like, am I sinning? Like I gotta make sure the back door is closed.
Yeah.
And then I'll worry about, you know, doing good later. And sometimes I feel like I close all the doors and I locked all the windows. And I'm sure I sin here and there. I try to like, you know, really put them in boxes and be like, okay, that's something I need to work on. And then I'll actively put things in place to like destroy it and get rid of it, right? You know, so like music, for example, that was one big thing for me when I quit. And I've relapsed a few times here and there, but for the most part, like, dude, I went 9 months without a single song, nothing, right? And I remember that because I just made it inaccessible to myself. I'm still struggling and I can't find a way forward. And I'm looking at all the windows and the doors and I feel like I've got everything closed. I'm like, how am I still going backwards here?
Dude, honestly, you just look at the life of the Prophet ﷺ, because I've felt that way, like the same sentiment, shared the same sentiment. It's like where you feel you've gotten to a point where it's like, for example, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, what am I supposed to be making istighfar for?
Bro, dude, my wife said that to me one time. And I'll tell her like, I was like, I feel bad about like my sins and like these things. And I'm like, inshallah, Allah accepts our, you know, when we went to Umrah and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I'm not just saying this to like, you know, stroke your ego, whatever. She goes, what do you do that you're so concerned about?
You don't want to know.
Right? I was like, I got a whole family on the other side. No, like, she's like, what do you do that's on a, like, you used to cuss, but you don't cuss anymore. You used to listen to music, you don't listen to music anymore. Like, you go to work, go to gym, you go to masjid, come back home, you watch TV with me, you know, you read books sometimes. Like, what do you do that's so bad? It's because, you know, you wake up, you pray, you know, what are you doing? The thing I've been struggling with recently, this is why this conversation even came up, was because Fajr. I remember I told you I never had a problem with Fajr, bro. For like 2.5 years. I was
So you
chilling.
tried to help that one guy.
Yeah, I tried to help one guy and then it just fell away. But I think I also felt like it was from me. I was like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
you don't wake up for Fajr. What's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but then now I'm like struggling, bro. I
Yeah.
have to put the alarm in the other room just to wake up and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's tough. And then other guys are telling me like, yo, we gonna meet at Salams, Masjid
Yeah,
Salam
yeah.
for Fajr. I'm like,
Meet me at my house,
yeah,
bro.
maybe
Pick me up. He lives here.
Yeah, so, but dude, that's a dangerous thought process to be like, yo,
I know.
what am I making istighfar for?
Yeah. And knowledge is the cure to that. Knowledge is the cure to that. And for everybody who's ever felt that way, honestly, I can't give you the answer, but you just go back and look at the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ used to pray all night till his feet used to swell.
But these are what's it called, obligatory, right?
You know, but listen.
Yeah.
Beyond that, the Prophet ﷺ used to make istighfar at least 70 to 100 times a day. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, why? I mean, and that's for everyone to find out. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, I can honestly, I can delve into it. It may or may not
Why don't you
confuse
give us
you.
a little bit of a preview, and then maybe we'll jump on this on the next episode.
But the aspect of like why to
did
make
he ask for that
istighfar.
much istighfar?
I'm not gonna say why the Prophet ﷺ asked
Okay.
specifically for that istighfar. But if you think of us, we will never be able to worship Allah to the level that He deserves to be worshipped.
Oh, for sure.
Make istighfar for that. The fact that you can't even fulfill your rights, the rights that Allah has upon you.
Gotcha.
Every single day we're falling short in terms of worshiping Allah the way He should be worshipped. Right? Like
are we sinful in that?
we say, I'll never be. Let me ask you a question. Will you ever be able to repay your mom and your dad?
No,
Have you ever made a mistake that you regret when you were a kid towards your mother and your father?
for sure.
That you feel like regardless, you're always going to feel this pain in your heart because you wish you hadn't done that.
I still remember those days. Yeah.
Why can't you apply that to your creator who has more rights upon you than your own parents? We've all slipped up to a point, but why? The question you should.
I kind of hold on to
So there you go.
specific sins I've even asked for, because I've been told, like, even if you made tawbah for specific sins, right?
Yeah.
Like back in when you're a kid and when
Yeah.
you're whatever, if it benefits you to remember it every time,
Yeah.
then do so. But
Yeah,
if it puts you in this one, what do you call these spirals where
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, there's no helping me, then you need to accept the fact that you've made tawbah and move forward.
Yeah, true.
Right?
So that's one thing, right? So that's one example. The second thing that I'll leave you off with is, how do you know multiple things? Is your istighfar accepted?
Mm.
Are your good deeds accepted? Are you sincere in your actions? Right? Like Umar ibn al-Khattab radhiyallahu anhu said, even if one of his foot was in Jannah, one was in Jannah
I
physically,
think this is Abu Bakr.
maybe Abu Bakr or Umar radhiyallahu anhu. I thought it was Umar radhiyallahu anhu. And one of his foot was in Jannah and the other foot was outside of Jannah, he wouldn't be satisfied. He wouldn't feel comfortable, right? Or at ease until he was fully in Jannah.
Mm.
Meaning, like, you're thinking, like, I just took a step in that. What's the next step is literally to walk right in. Yeah. So they were always on this edge because they knew that they're not going to get into Jannah from their actions. It's only through the mercy of Allah. All right. So it's like, it's really layered. But the reason I wanted to leave it at that is so people can go out there and YouTube these things and listen to mashayikh, listen to your local scholars, read a book, listen to the Seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, and kind of get inspiration from that and learn from that. I think that's the biggest thing.
I appreciate that, man. Jazakallah khair shawara. And I'll catch you on the next episode.
Sir, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
That's all for this episode, guys. Thanks for tuning in and see you guys next week.